Hey guys, how you doing? I want to show you something what I found out. I actually noticed it on my Visionary one. The next day I got it, and I didn't think much of it. Then I got this one yesterday, and I saw that they actually changed it. I don't know which one was first, but I can see that actually this one has much better design than this one, and there is one kind of big flaw, design flaw I would call it. You know, the arc lock is the same kind of deal like a axis lock, except axis lock, that pivot, that thing that stops, you know, the lock is just free floating there. It's held by those grooves there in a place, and it's spring loaded from the side. This works the same principle, but it's not just free floating there. It's actually, you know, like suspended on one little arm that swings on this pivot. You know, you see this pivot here, it swings back and forth. And but other than that, it's the same. You know, you have springs from the side that pulls it forward, so when you open it, it engages into that cutout in the blade. Now it has right here, you can see two of these pivots here. One is the pivot that swings the arc lock, and the front one is the blade stop pin. Now what I've noticed when I was taking the knife apart, looking if I could customize it and such, I noticed that even from beginning, as it came to me, this screw was very loose. I could clearly, you know, spin it both direction, and it doesn't, you know, it has that little thing here that it's not just that it turns around. It was just loose. So I tightened it down, right? So you want your screws tightened down on the knife, you don't want them to fall out, right? So I tightened it down, and check what happens if you tighten it down. Now first off, you see how, you know, it goes hard, right? And then look at the second thing you notice. Do you see that? If you tighten this down, because it doesn't have a standoff in there that actually holds the liners exact dimensions far apart, you know, it actually squeezes and compresses that little arm that suspends the arc lock. It squeezes it so tight that the springs won't push it into the lock position. You see it? It just stays like this in open. So you kind of like, you know, mess up the whole lock. And I'll show you here when I loosen it up. You will see once it gets loose enough, you will see the lock just pop into the right position. You see that? Kind of, I would say it's a design flaw, because this stop pin should have been kind of like a bushing or something, or, you know, it had supposed to be wider in the middle to keep that exact dimension you need there, so you can tighten the screws, because you want all the screws as tight as possible on the knife. You know, you don't want them to shake out, unscrew, whatever, or something comes loose, and stuff like that. And just because of the nature of it, it's kind of silly that you have to have it, you know, just the right amount of threads, you know, for it to work. Same goes for this. You can actually tighten the screw, the pivot that holds the arc lock, too tight for it to spin. It should have been on a bushing to prevent it from happening. I mean, you notice it right away if you ever do that. If you tighten it, you see that something's wrong with the knife, but you know, there are very simple solutions if you design a knife like that to prevent such a things, you know. Or all you actually would need here, oh no, never mind, disregard that. So wanted to show you that. And the thing that I noticed that is different on the Vulcan is now the stop pin is regular stop pin that is just nested in the liners. So you cannot screw this down too tight to compress the liners too tight for the arc lock to spin. And even if you would tighten this little screw, this is the screw that holds, you see the little Phillips there, that's the screw that holds the arc lock. Even if you tighten that down, the stop pin will not let you, because it's nested stop pin. So it has that exact dimensions that you need, that exact space you need here for arc lock to work. So, you know, that's the right design, that's the right way to do it, or one of the many right ways to do it. This is actually, I would say, bad. Also, funny thing, notice how small that main pivot screw is. Very small pivot. Works fine, but it's kind of unusual to see it. I love this knife though. It's a great knife. Very good VDC. Love this size of blades. The steel holds actually pretty good. What is it now? I think 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks that I've been using it, and I use it every day now. I had this knife in my pocket every day, and I can guarantee you one thing: Spyderco VG10 wouldn't cut like this after 2 days of me using that knife, let alone 2 weeks. So that tells you one thing. That's definitely SOG has much better heat treat on the VG10 than Spyderco. Sorry guys, you heard me say it many times, I'm gonna always say it. Spyderco's VG10 is not what the VG10 really can be. If you look at Folkneven or even this SOG is a nice example. They don't compare. Spyderco has some things up with the Spyderco's VG10. Their other steels are great, but the VG10, I think it's too soft. It loses edge too quick. That really fine, sharp edge. And this has been heavy used. I love this knife, really good stuff. The pocket clip is perfect. I don't love it as much as Griptilian, but it's not far behind it. This one, I'm still gonna be using it in near future. I'm curious about this one. It's nice. I have a problem with the pocket clip. Very uncomfortable. For some reason, the way you hold the knife, the way it's made, it's very uncomfortable here. And meanwhile, it's not much different than anything else. It's longer. Oh, that's probably why. It comes out to a completely different portion of your hand. That's probably why it is so uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to do something with it because you can't really use this. It just pokes you so bad here. But other than that, I can't wait to see this one in action. It feels good in the hand. It's like gonna be. It feels like it will be a great user. So thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Take care. Stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.